as I was saying,
feminism is a destructive force and a stain on relationships between men and women. It's a very, very, very dangerous, very harmful and very destructive ideology, and it's gonna destroy women and men. We're seeing this in real time with this gender binary nonsense, gender fluidity, trans bullshit. Doesn't make sense. Everyone knows there are only males and females. We cannot have a world where we think people can just be gender confused and this is okay. We need to make marriage be celebrated again. Many men are giving up on marriage because their ungrateful wives are stealing away their money. Many men are being cheated out of their rights. This is happening all across the Western world. We know this. The modern man is being destroyed. We must bring back classical masculinity and classical femininity.
most people in this park are just hooligans.
The future must be men and women standing together, not being divided or having a wedge drawn apart from them. This is so bad. Our entire world is going to be destroyed if we don't restore pride, joy and dignity to the male and female role. If we don't do this, we're going to be destroyed.
People treating you all right here? Good. I'm glad. What we're talking about?
I think feminism trash, destroying men and women.
I think that's a very good thing.
I think most men... I think men are just fed up, really, of being kicked around and being called misogynists and having their rights taken away.
Yeah, I think there was definitely a time for something we could call feminism.
Well, I think of women's
advocacy,
like a women's movement that's like supporting women but not hearing men.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to like really
stand up
advocate
for.
Yeah. So I really do love women. I really support women, but feminists are really like all the feminists.
Toxic and poisonous.
Yes, bitchy.
If you want to talk about Christianity in this topic, feel free to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. God bless. Look after yourself.
Thank you, Bob. I was just trying to be nice to everybody. I'm a very peaceful person. I'm not that cold. I just wish it wasn't. I don't actually feel that cold.
Did women wear hijab?
I like not wearing a hijab. I'm not Muslim, so I do not want to wear a hijab.
Do you think it's more freedom for a woman to wear a hijab or not?
No, I think it's less freedom for a woman to wear a hijab. I like my hair being free and out in public. I think wearing a hijab does not feel free.
What if your husband said doesn't want you to?
I would not marry a man who told me to wear a hijab.
You wouldn't marry one?
No, I would not. Okay? I would not marry a man who told me that I had to wear a hijab. That is not the kind of man that I would marry. A hijab. There's nothing wrong with wearing a hijab if you want to. It's a fashion, but no. My hair is my crowning glory.
You know women that wear
Women are proud of our hair. Well, I feel more free. I don't see what's freeing. Excuse me, sir. I don't see what's freeing about wearing a hijab, and I don't see men get to tell women how to dress, okay? Why do a bunch of men get to tell women what kind of clothes we can and cannot wear? Women decide what clothes we wear, okay? Fashion is fashion, and I like having my hair out.
Should women stay at home?
No. If they want to. If they want to.
Should they work?
If they want to. I've never said otherwise. I am not against women working or staying at home. I believe that a woman has the right to choose whichever she wishes, okay? Feminists tend to berate women who want to stay at home. They will say they're about choice, but they're not. They tend to berate the housewife. They tend to berate the traditional woman. Traditional women have been left out of feminism. Classically feminine women have been left out. Even tomboy women who are like men, who get along with men. A feminist is a woman feminist men. Let's agree on that basis. A feminist is simply a woman who does not like men. That is all a feminist is. Can I be clear as well? I'm not against women being tomboyish. I'm not against women being tomboyish. I'm not against women having careers or being scientists. Rosalind Franklin, Marie Curie. I am not against this. I am against an ideology that inspires hatred, bigotry, and misandry towards 50% of the human population, to the point where men felt like they needed to start a movement just to have some bloody rights. Men stood up and said, we need a men's movement because our rights and privileges are being taken away. The men's movement came about because men are tired and women are tired too. Everyone is so tired. I'm bloody tired. I don't know how much longer I can take this nonsense. Seriously. I mean, coming here and talking to people gives me a lot of hope. I know. But it's like, you know, what are we doing really? We need to do something.
Was it all boring? That's why. We need to do something. We need a non-feminist women's movement desperately. That's the only way we're going to get rid of feminism.
Women need to know there's something better than feminism. Women's advocacy, taking responsibility.
No, they don't.
Women should love and honor and cherish the male role. Women, you should not be anti-man or anti-marriage. Marriage is a good thing. It's got nothing to do with religion. Get these religions. Huh? Well, yes, here's the thing, right? Traditional, classically speaking, a man would provide for his woman and, you know, I don't know. A lot of very harmful narratives that are being pushed around at the moment. The internet is fueled with toxicity and bullshit. You know, like, hey, love, dear, what's your name? Can I talk to you for a second, love? I want to say something to you actually, because I think you made a valid point earlier. You were talking about this narrative right now of like men preferring virginal women. Can I say, I actually think this is very bad, and I'll explain why. Do you know who, on the internet right now, a lot of young men especially, and certain young women, are pushing this narrative that virginal women are more desirable. I actually think this is very unhealthy. Virginal women, virgin. I think this is very unhealthy because most women have sex by the age of 18 or 19. So teaching men in their late 20s or 30s that a woman who's not had sex is more desirable is very unhealthy, because it actually inspires predatory behavior towards young, inexperienced women. Yeah. And I actually think this is very bad. There's a big difference between... It's very dangerous. There's a big difference between two young virgins being together and a man who's been with a lot of women then saying, oh, I want a virginal wife. I actually think this is very unhealthy. I don't condone this narrative, and I think it's frightening how a lot of men, especially from certain religions, are pumping out this narrative. So if you'd like to know my thoughts on that, man, that's what I think on that. Yes, but they're also... See, here's the thing. Right now we've got feminism on one side and misogyny on the other side. That's what we have on the internet. We've got misandry, hatred of men, and we've got a lot of this anti-women narrative. We've got a lot of men and women who are espousing genuine misogyny, or let's say misogyny, but we'll say harmful ideas. Like they seem to think, oh, a woman's value comes from... My value as a woman is not based on how many people I've been with. It doesn't matter if I'm a virgin or not. It doesn't matter. I'm not a virgin. But if I were a virgin, I would not want a man to want me for being a virgin. If I was like, okay, I'm intelligent, I play guitar, I've written books, I go to Speaker's Corner, I'm kind, that's why you should like me. No, oh, I like you because you're a virgin. No! If I was a virgin and a man wanted me because I was a virgin, I'd say, well, fuck off, mate. I do not, excuse me, how can you sit there and say that all women have to offer is virginity? It's ridiculous. What if I'm a sociopath?
I'm sorry to listen. Can I ask you, before you, are you married?
No. You ask?
Can I ask how many boyfriends you have in your life?
I don't want to talk about that.
Of course, of course, I'm a virgin woman. Because you don't tell me how many boyfriends you have in the past.
Well, most women, look, I'm 26 years old. I've obviously had boyfriends. It'd be ridiculous to assume that a woman, a 26-year-old woman of my age in this society, how the hell can you expect me to be a virgin? I'm 26. I'm not religious. I'm a non-religious, modern young woman at 26 years old. I've had boyfriends.
Yeah, how many boyfriends do you have?
That's I'm not going to answer that.
Oh, well,
It's not, the
so
point I'm trying to make is that expecting me to be a virgin is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How can you expect a 26-year-old Western non-religious woman to be a virgin? That's unfair on the guys I've been with as well.
But I don't
Men
want a
have
woman. She have a
sexual
10 boyfriend before, is it?
Well,
I want a married woman.
How many girlfriends have you had before?
Exactly. A lot of men are very hypocritical. A lot of men will go with loads of women and then grab a woman for the same thing. That's why we should actually start to say, let's moving forward, start to say that sex should be about love, and we should treat sex as a respected act between people who want to have a relationship. You know, rather than this extreme promiscuity that I've grown up in, or the weird kind of repressive stuff.
I think as long as they have
I don't know. Balance is key. I think that's going to
I'm a
help.
modern young man as well.
We need a new sexual revolution. We need a new sexual revolution. One which is not repressive and manipulative, but one which is also not overly promiscuous. We need a new sex positive revolution where sex is treated as an act of bonding and love, where we don't have this overly
I would argue that it's actually
I'm a sex positive anti-feminist.
Okay.
I don't think, but here's the thing, love. A lot of feminists are against the sex positive stuff because a lot of them advocate for political lesbianism, or they say they're very, very cool to like sex workers. They say things like, oh, you know, you gotta understand the way that feminists frame things. They tend to frame things as a very, very antagonism toward men. Like, for example, prostitution in the past. Prostitution existed because a lot of men were not getting sex from their wives, and women would withhold sex from their husbands. This is a problem. Why are we talking? Women manipulate men with sexuality constantly.
Especially if you are a worker, like a shift worker. So so it's very difficult to have a sex with your wife.
Well, yeah, it's true. A lot of
You have no
men,
time.
you know, a lot of men will go to prostitutes because their wives want having sex with them. Why don't feminists ever talk about that? A lot of men go to prostitutes or go to have these girls because their wives were not having sex with them.
Why?
With a woman's right to do sex work.
I don't really support sex work. I think in healthy societies, no, but I think in healthy societies we wouldn't have a need for sex work because everyone would be married.
I agree.
Well, I think most people want to be married, yes. I'm very pro-marriage.
Good luck.
Okay, have a nice afternoon.
Good luck. Don't get rained on too much.
I think that a healthy society is sex and an act of love between two people who like each other, want to be together, and want to get married.
Let's just say 10 years ago, 15 years, 15 is a more certain time. Homosexuals couldn't get married in this country.
I support homosexual marriage, just so we're clear.
In some countries, homosexuality isn't even legal. So
I know.
How would we have the ideal of everyone getting married to the person that they want to be married to? In every
It's not hard. If everyone meets somebody and falls in love and gets married and lives happily ever after, wow, what a beautiful society that would be. Much happier society than the rubbish we have now. Yes, I support marriage. I think gay men should be able to get married. I think lesbians should be able to get married. I've always supported this. I mean, you know, yeah.
Are you support a lesbian or a gay?
Yes, I support lesbians and gays, but I don't support the LGBT agenda. Seems a difference. It's like there's a difference between a lesbian couple being together and happy and this LGBT woke agenda. The Rainbow Club is hell unhealthy. See, there's lesbians who want to get married, and then there's the rainbow
Married,
agenda.
man or woman?
Sorry?
She got married. You support the lesbian to be married, is it?
Yes.
Married woman or married man?
Well, if two women want to get married, I think that's fine. No, but it's okay. Because this is so wrong with
No.
it.
Okay, why you prefer sex with a man or woman? I am asking you.
I'm not going to answer that question. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that it's not bad.
It's bad when we have this political rainbow agenda. That's what's unhealthy.
Yesterday, when I started seeing my partner, they had already been.
Do you support the gay rights?
Yes! Why do people keep asking me that? Of course I do.
Because it's sort of clarifying.
Are you?
Are you gay? I couldn't tell.
You're saying they don't.
Yes, I thought so.
Yes, I very much support gays.
So what's your message to women?
Women, stop being bitchy to men and stop being bitchy to each other.
Oh, you're a Martin.
That's good message.
I'm not trying to get.
Are you married?
No.
Would you like to? Would you and your man like to get married?
I'm happy.
I'm very pro. Just because again, I was saying the difference
But
between.
this guy, I don't think he doesn't support.
Not really.
If a woman has a best male friend, he is probably good. If not, then they're definitely single. I just want to make the world a better place.
We need to get rid of feminism very soon because it's gonna destroy us all, man. Feminism is like an evil force that's coming to kill us. Feminism is trash. Feminism is trash. Feminism is destroying men. Feminism is destroying women. It's destroying us all. The feminists don't care about any of us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Wait, can you hear me, by the way? Is there sound? There should be. I mean, my phone is plugged into my charger. Is it charging? Yes, it's not plugged in.
Feminism is trash. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Don't worry about people saying, we know the truth. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Don't worry about nothing. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody gone dead. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Feminism is trash. It's trash. Feminism is trash. It's trash.
Why is it trash?
Because feminism tells women that they're oppressed by patriarchy.
And that gender roles are oppressive. And a lot of people don't understand what gender roles mean. Gender roles mean that men and women are different. That's it. You know.
I know as a feminist and I'm a male. How does that negatively impact me? Because obviously
Well, I believe that being a feminist as a woman makes you have a very antagonistic attitude towards men. For example, a lot of women will say they're a feminist, but being a feminist is a lot more complicated than just saying you're a feminist. Because if you're a feminist, then you have to believe that there's a rape culture, that we live in a patriarchy, that if a man wants to, say, hold doors for you or be gentlemanly, he's trying to oppress you. Like, you know, for example, when a man opens the door for a woman, the classic feminist position is, oh, that's a form of oppression because I can do it myself.
I think that's a very minority.
No, but that's what feminism,
I'm a feminist.
but you're probably not. So you're not a feminist, you're a liberal. No, what you are is a liberal, a classical liberal. Because classical liberalism is the belief in equality.
The definition of feminism
Is a liberating, no, but if you talk to radical radical feminists, they'll tell you that feminism is liberating women.
Feminism. Radical. Think about the genuine
Radical feminism is
feminism is equality.
Do you believe in a patriarchy?
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. What?
So patriarchy theory is a big crux of feminism. The crux of feminism is that women are oppressed. No, it's not. No, it's well. What do you mean? What do you mean by patriarchy? What does patriarchy mean? Okay, so why is that a bad thing? Well, actually, how can the world be run by men when a lot of men are being cheated out of their rights? If there's a patriarchy, homelessness, divorce, child custody.
That's a form of patriarchy of men.
It's not actually.
No. It is, because you're saying you want a man to be a man and provide for a woman.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then that's
I'm saying I support patriarchy.
And that's the form. That's the patriarchy.
Well, I don't think that's oppression. I think that's a good thing. I think that a man should be a protector and a provider. I don't think that's oppression. No, well, okay. Men and women are not the same. I believe that we're equal but different.
Yeah, of course that's
But we're different. So, for example, I don't want to be a man. I don't want to be a provider and protector. I want a man to protect and provide for me.
I'm happy for you.
But most women want that. But most women inherently, and most men want to be the provider. Most men have a masculine imperative to want to take care of and look after a woman.
The thing is,
I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know
from a
what you're
male
trying
point
to
of
say.
view, you're speaking saying men want X, Y, Z. You can have your say on saying most women want X, Y, Z. But as a man, when you say we want to dominate the world and be masculine and alpha and...
I don't say that.
No, I'm saying, but the generalised view of what you were saying of men want to look after women and be the providers, 100%. That's not negative part of patriarchy.
Feminists will say that's negative. They'll say that's oppression.
But yeah, but that's only if the men don't let the women be what they want to be. If I wanted to be the sole breadwinner and he said, no, that's very emasculating, then I would say, fuck you.
But why do you want to be the breadwinner?
Why do I not want to be successful?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm not said you shouldn't be successful. I've not said that a woman can't have a career. I've just said that typically speaking...
But I wouldn't go into a job going, I'm going to do that because I'm going to earn more money than you. If I did earn more money...
No, statistically, marriages where the man earns less than the woman are actually less successful.
Say that again.
Marriages, when a woman earns more money than a man, she's actually the marriage tends to fail. Like,
Because men are insecure.
yeah, but that's a real feeling.
That's
No,
not
but that's a real, genuine reality in your man. So you don't give a shit. So you're like a feminist then.
Yeah.
Yeah, the women around. There we go. The feminism doesn't give a shit about men's feelings.
Well, no,
What do
because
you-
like what I'm
give a
doing,
shit.
it's what
Yeah,
I'm doing,
darling,
it's making you feel emasculated.
Why
but
don't
that's
you
not my
care?
issue.
Why
That's
don't
not
you
my
care
problem
about
that you feel
men's
emasculated.
feelings? Yes, it is. Don't you see?
No, I don't.
Don't you
It's not my
understand? But
responsibility
it
to
is.
make you feel okay.
Well, it is actually, because part of being a woman is actually giving a shit about your man, okay? You
And I
cannot...
do give a shit.
Yeah, you gotta, look, the thing is, what I'm going to say is that a lot of women have this attitude where it's like, I don't care. And then we ask ourselves, why are men the ones committing suicide? Why are men the ones doing savage? Because you have no idea how when a woman goes out of her way to be caring towards men, why does every man in this park love me?
Okay,
You
let
know,
me just say
when
something.
women smile and are caring and gentle towards men, it inspires kindness in men. Then men want to be kind. Then they want to
agree with you.
then they want to be masculine. You know, a man is inspired to be masculine, to be a provider, and to be a protector.
Okay, look, can I
When women are kind and caring and being feminine in their nurturing role, that's what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
And
you
also
can just say you don't care about that, which is a big feminist attitude. It's not your fault. That's the attitude that feminism inspires in women.
If what I'm doing is successful for me, then if you don't feel okay with that, that's not my issue. That's
But
what
it
I'm
is
saying.
your issue.
It's not my issue.
But the thing is, your attitude you're having, this is the attitude that feminism inspires in women. It's this, oh, I don't care, it's not my problem. And this is the problem, is that when women sit, but it is, well, oh, okay, so if a man has a responsibility to protect and provide for you, don't you think that you have the responsibility to care about him?
But if I'm being successful, I'm not going to lower.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't be. Look, darling, I'm a writer. I'm not saying you shouldn't be passionate or have a career or pursue success. I'm saying that you need to be empathetic towards men. And this is the problem right now. If you look around, men feel like they are not being cared about because of the attitude that you just espouse, saying, oh, it's not my responsibility, I don't care. This is a lack of feminine responsibility.
You're taking me, I don't care out.
No, but it's not
I
you.
said
I'm
if
just
I'm
giving you an example.
successful and then a man feels insecure because of my success, it's not my responsibility to make that person feel okay.
But you need to understand. But you need to understand the context. Yeah. Do you see also how quickly men will agree with you? Don't you see? Men are driven to care about women. Men will literally adjust what they are doing for the care and agreements of women. Do you not see what's going on right now psychologically? Do you see what's happening? No, I'm not loving this, darling. I'm trying to use this as an example. Don't you understand the difference in male and female behavior? As women,
If I agree with you, you'd say the same thing. You'd say I'm only agreeing with you because I'm not caring about you.
But that's the imperative as a man, is to care for women. Men go out of their way to care for women. Don't you think that we should give a shit about them too? Why can't women actually start to show men some empathy? Do you see what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that, for example, if a man and woman are in a relationship and the woman starts to become very successful financially and the man feels insecure about it, rather than the woman going, I don't care, maybe the woman should actually sit and say, okay, how can we move forward?
You think I would like lower my job?
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that society doesn't care about men the way men feel at all. We need to start to care more about men's feelings.
The thing is, the way in which a man has to approach life, and again, this is me, partner to the feminist for 4 years. The way I have to navigate the world and be masculine, vigilant everywhere I go, the female experience of being way more vulnerable. When you say I don't care about men's feelings, I am so much more capable. And regardless of what jobs I've done, X, Y, Z, whatever in the past, I am more capable to protect myself in the real world. If we go back to caveman era, I'm safer than she is. That's not fair. Life ain't fair, 100%. If she earns more than me, life ain't fair. I'm not on her level yet. X, Y, Z. Just because she's a feminist doesn't mean she don't elevate me. I'm still elevated. The whole feminism.
The point I'm trying to make is that feminism inspires a certain attitude that women have towards men. Like, for example, being a feminist means that you're going to have a certain attitude towards men and towards women. It inspires a certain attitude. And that's where a lot of men end up getting, for example, in marriage right now, it's men who are losing. Marriage is largely initiated by, divorce is largely initiated by women. And when a lot of men get divorced, then women take away their money, they take away their right to see their kids. Ask men in his part, like a guy here who says this to me, is literally his wife took away his right to see his children. This happens constantly. And what I'm trying to say is that this is a problem with feminism, because with feminism, we prioritize women over men, and that's dangerous. We should not be prioritizing one gender over the other. We should have a men's movement and what I say, a non-feminist movement. Because I'm very fine. I support women. I want to have a non-feminist women's movement. I want to have a women's movement that doesn't tell women as a patriarchy. You can almost, let's say I'm a feminist, but I don't believe in patriarchy. I don't believe that gender roles are oppressing women. I don't believe gender is a social construct. I don't believe it's non-binary. I don't believe that, yeah, basically. So let's say I'm a feminist, but this is what I'm saying, so I'm not really. What I'm trying to say is that I think this is actually much better and safer alternative, because this will help to rebuild the world and rebuild gender roles and rebuild gender relations. I don't really see how we can have a flourishing world where we've got this antagonism between men and women, and a lot of men, they can't speak up about it, their rights are being taken away, they're very, very unhappy. It's hard. A lot of men, it's hard. It's very hard. I don't think a lot of women understand how hard it is to be a man. It's very hard to be a man.
Yeah, you got.
Well, why not? Why shouldn't I speak for men?
No, because I'm saying from,
Somebody bloody has to.
no, I'm saying from the male experience, 100%. But I'm saying you cannot give this direct narrative of X, Y, Z for men when you haven't actually lived in a man's shoes.
Well, I've spoken to countless men, and most of them agree with me.
That doesn't make it correct. I could go to a pub full of Chelsea fans and become a Chelsea fan.
How do you feel right now as a modern man, sir?
Unequal in certain ways, advantage in so many ways.
Okay. Do you see there are a lot of genuine issues facing modern men right now?
I think the biggest problem men are facing now is insecurity.
Where do you think that comes from?
Investing in traditional roles that are outdated, trying to live up to
Traditional
expectations that are ridiculous.
masculinity stops men from being insecure. Adhering to traditional masculinity, we'll say classic masculinity. What is classic masculinity? Stoicism, responsibility, being dominant. This stops men from being insecure. Men become insecure when they become feminized. When men have to act and behave like women, that's when men become insecure. Classical masculinity makes men not feel insecure. When a man feels like a man, when he feels like the man, when he's like, no, I'm the man, I'm in charge, that doesn't mean his woman is a Stepford wife, it just means he's the man. Men feel insecure when they're emasculated.
That's my point.
When a man feels like a woman, you know, why do men want, what man wants to act like a woman? Even you're a gay man and you don't want to act like a woman.
Yeah, but that's what it's honest. It's to separate sin, actually.
Sorry?
To separate sin. It's not about like homosexuality. And now we're all
Exactly, you're still a man. You still want to feel like a man.
because
Don't you?
I don't know what do you mean by
What I'm trying to say is that men feel emasculated and insecure when they're not allowed to be men. This is the crux of male insecurity. Toxic masculinity is not the masculization of men, it's the feminization of men. Toxic masculinity is what happens when men become feminized, when they become weak, when they don't start acting like men. And talk about this. Jordan Peterson has said this for you. There's a big collective unhappiness and misery among modern men in the West right now, and it comes from the feminization of men and the destruction of the male role. Sorry, would you mind? There is a collective misery and frustration right now in the West, and men are feeling it. Men are tired of not being able to feel like men. Men don't want to be soy boys. They want to feel like men again. Women have got to stop emasculating men and realize that men want to feel a certain way, and that is the way that God intended. So to answer your question, ma'am, that doesn't mean that women should be Stepford wives. That doesn't mean that women can't have opinions. That doesn't mean that women can't have careers. It means that women need to start to respect and honor the male role and start to bring back classical masculinity. There is a lack of classic masculinity in the world right now. There is a lack of strong masculine role models. There is a lack of men being men, and this is because feminism has destroyed gender roles. But what do you mean when you say equality anyway? Mate, love, what do you... What's your name? What do you mean when you say equality? See, you don't want to engage with me now. This is a thing, right? Feminists always behave like this. You know, a feminist gets irritated when I'm spitting facts. And so what the fuck? All these young women, these young feminist women, you don't want to talk to me? You think I'm a piece of shit? I'm a misogynist? What have I said? Have I said anything misogynistic? I
sound
love
more like a radical
women.
feminist than anything
How?
else.
What, because I'm shouting?
No, because it's just the mannerism of how you're approaching conversation.
I'm standing on a soapbox, sir.
You can engage in conversation on your own.
How you
We have
doing?
feminism overload.
Have a nice day.
A lot of women don't know what feminism is. A lot of people don't understand feminism. A lot of people don't understand what feminism is.
Is that okay for men to wear women's clothes?
I mean, the men want to wear women's clothes. I don't know.
Because she says she's okay with this young lady.
I don't know. I just think men should be men and women should be women. I don't really think this new weird world is there.
Just a man act like man, woman act like man.
Yeah, but I don't think people
But you
know
see,
what that means.
but I think this is definitely for homosexual people because like gay, not like just
Yes.
they act like
Yeah.
a different man, right?
Well,
And then
yeah.
you see lesbians, they act very manly.
Yeah, they do.
They say they like man is strong, and you see so many gay people,
How are you, darling? You alright?
man, and they like to have like ladies short. They put like sowers, they do like the hairdressing, they do like all sorts.
Yeah, gay men like to act like women.
That's good or bad?
And lesbians like to act like men.
Is good or bad?
Heterosexual people,
Is it
I
good
think
or bad?
that heterosexual women want to act like women, and heterosexual men want to act like men. I think we're screaming. I want to feel like a woman. I don't feel like a
good or
woman in a
bad?
long time. I don't feel like how I should be as a woman. My life.
So gay man act like a woman.
What I'm trying to say.
Is this bad or this is good?
But I think a lot of women my age or my generation don't feel like women. We're very tired and stressed. We have to
Sounds like a woman, guys.
Huh?
I like people to be happy to do whatever they want.
No, what I mean is that
That's it.
why am I not married
But why
and being taken care
why
of?
she is upset? She has a point.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Look, you've got to understand everything I'm saying is symbolic. Why am I not married? Why don't I have a husband who can look after me financially? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Why financially?
because
Why don't you get a
my
job and financial self?
I have, look, I'm a struggling artist. The point I'm trying to make is that as a young lady, as a 26-year-old woman, why am I not married?
Yes. Yeah.
Why are most of my female friends not married? Right, the reality of being a modern woman is horrible.
Sorry,
Are you looking for a man?
Sorry, I'm
or
just
looking
wait.
for
I
a
mean,
man?
why? I mean, just why you not married? Wait a minute. You clearly seem said they've been poisoned by feminists. You know, as you said. So, but what's in your case?
Well, I'm just not the right kind. But the point I'm trying to make is that most modern women my age want to be married and in love and cared for. A 26-year-old, most women don't want to work. Like, having a passion, being an artist or a doctor or starting a business is not the same thing as working some bullshit 9-to-5 job. Most young women my age are working
agree with
crappy 9-to-5 jobs.
Why I agree?
Yes, individualism, liberalism, feminism, all these isms have destroyed society. This is what is going on now. We need a revolution. We need a revolution. We need a revolution.
She's looking for a husband.
No, I'm not looking for I'm not looking for a husband.
I wish I was young. You can always do something. You can switch to the
Yes,
other
let's
side.
get married, okay?
I wish
I'll tell
I
people
was
you're
young.
my
If I
husband
was
just to
young.
get other people off my back.
Look at her, man. That's a jewel.
It's fine.
That's a bad
I'm
baby.
sure I will have a husband
I
one
like
day.
her.
I'm sure I'll be.
But the way I like her, I want to buy the same thing to take to my daughter as a Barbie. You like a Barbie? You know what I'm saying? I'm an old man.
This guy just
said he wasn't taking to build his daughter as a
Another 5-6 years.
I'm Barbie. Yes, you know what tail I am. I'm Barbie. It's the hair.
I don't take something that belongs to me. If I was young, I would kidnap her now.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're so creepy.
Glad I would take her.
You're creeping me out, son.
Yes,
I'm a bit creepy.
This was the line, you're over it.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
God.
I'm honest.
Over the line.
How's your
Just
role life?
expression.
How's your
Quite
role-
manly.
How's your role life? You're happy? You're
Feminism inspires a hatred of men and women
no trouble. Why?
because it tells women they're oppressed by the men.
By him?
Yeah, I know. I don't think I'm being oppressed. I'm not oppressed. How the hell can I be oppressed and stand on a soapbox? It doesn't make sense.
Because the other day they put someone.
Where's the patriarchy telling me that I can't stand on a soapbox and shout at people and I
Those
can't?
kind of people who interfere.
Where's the patriarchy telling me to get in the kitchen? I've never ever once said, ever, and it's on camera, I've never said that women can't do this or can't do that. Ever. I've never once said that.
It's hard for you. The whole life is tough. You're
For
rejected.
one, where women and men are happy getting along in love, married, and there's no feminism, no woke, no trans bullshit. That's not utopia! There's other...
That's actually 2010.
Well, I don't think that was 2010. I think that was 1950. It was 1950. We should go back to the We should go back to the 1950s, but get rid of the homophobia and the racism and the sexual oppression and the colonial right. Let's go back to the 1950s without homophobia, racism, colonialism, or sexual oppression.
19 years in France, but the rest won't hear it.
I'm not being nostalgic. I'm saying that the 1950s, the standards of masculinity and femininity were good. You know, yeah, women being glamorous, sexy, but not in a weird way.
Take away the 60s.
They're taking over.
I mean, I was thinking in the 60s were like Beatles,
She's
Woodstock.
here every Sunday. She has a case. I mean, I saw her
Music
one
was
time.
better
I
back
thought
then.
maybe she
I like
comes to us
70s. I
and
like disco. I like disco. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Don't blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good times. Blame it on the boogie. That nasty boogie bugs me. Da 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 da.
There's 3 men just looking at you ready to catch them.
older than you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna fall. I'm on my magic box.
Because I used to
But
run.
seriously, the attitude that the young lady has, many, like, I've spoken to so many young women and it's the same attitude. I don't care about men. That's what it is. No, but that's, because the thing is that they don't understand where this mindset is coming from.
Yeah, that's what it is. It might wake up and they'll convince you.
Yeah.
As far as they're concerned,
This is the wrong, feminism is the wrong side of history. Feminism is the wrong side of history. I'm not trying to harm women at all. I'm trying to help women massively. I don't think women understand our situation is very dire. Very soon, men are going to get fed up and stop marrying women altogether. Men are going to give up on marriage completely, and then we will really be destroyed. What happens when you emasculate men, you get rid of men, what do you end up with? You end up with a broken, fragmented society, and then... Well, I'm not married, that's not your imperative, sir.
You don't deserve that.
No, really, I can be pro-marriage. You don't be married. Well, you know, no, it's not. Most people support marriage. I wish I was married. But I live in a society that's made it very difficult because most young women my age are in mediocre relationships or with the wrong guy or not you know, also it's much harder when a woman's very ambitious as well. It's much harder to be in a relationship. People don't understand this.
I understand the point that you just made, but I'm asking a specific question, and you said a lot of general things like it's hard for young women, so I'm asking you, what's your opinion?
I haven't met the right guy. You're holding out. I just have 6 months.
I was like, I heard some of the places you made. So what do you think? Making a man feel like the man would be better use of your time to help you get married than to be here shouting at men, telling them that feminists, like leading by example, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, but I need to find a man first. You should be very grateful that a woman is doing this, you know?
Why should I be grateful?
No.
Because I'm speaking up for men's rights. You should be grateful that someone is doing this. The men's movement is not going to succeed if it does not have the support of women. And frankly, the fact that I'm brave enough to do this, and it's very that we can mock me, but it's a very difficult...
I'm not mocking you.
Maybe you are. Maybe you are mocking me.
You might perceive it that way, but that's not my intention. I apologize if that's what you said. But go on, I'm interested.
I like your coat, by the way.
I like this one.
The point I'm trying to make is that when we annihilate the roles of men and women, we end up with a broken and a fragmented society.
What are the roles of women?
So being caring, nurturing, healing, gentle, all these things, classic feminine traits.
So could you put them emotionally in physical attributes? What does it look like physically?
Well, for example, nursing is a very female-oriented profession. Yeah. That's why women have often chosen, like, if you look at the kind of careers that most women choose, nursing, teaching, psychology, arts, this is a very feminine-oriented career. Working with children, this is what women typically like to do. Most women would rather be a study psychology, for instance, is very, very feminine focused because women are interested in the mind and how people work. And a lot of women in psychology get rated. Oh, you should be a lawyer. You should work in finance. Why?
And how does this reflect in what the ideal relationships look like?
Well, I don't think, if a man is successful and thriving and his woman is working with children, I don't really see how that would win them.
Well, I'm not looking for the problem. I'm just looking for the answers because you see, like you've got it down pat. So I'm just trying to really understand. So we've got the nurturing, loving, caring, and then we've put that into a work scenario. So like psychology and
or the woman could be a stay-at-home housewife. I think a lot of women would like that.
What would you like?
Well, I am an author. I would like to be a successful author.
So you like to stay at home more?
No, I would like to succeed as an artist in a fucking world. Being a struggling artist, 90% of the world does not give a shit about people like me. Authors, writers, musicians, actors, where the law is still the law, the scum of the freaking earth, you people with your bloody offices don't care about people like me. Until we make it feel so, now we pay attention to you. This is how it's always been historically. Van Gogh, Sylvia Plath, Marilyn Monroe, all struggled.
What type of woman
Why are you asking me about?
Besides the point right now, we can get back to that if you would like, but why I'm asking is that because you hold strong stance about feminism and you're very opinionated about what relationships should be and roles and X, Y, and Z. So I'm curious how you would
I would like to be with a man who understands.
How would you act? Not
How would I act? I'd act like myself.
So
I just be myself.
So would you be caring and nurturing?
Well, I'm a very caring person.
How would you
yes,
personify these things? How would you make these things into material attributes?
like
what would you do? Would you cook? For instance.
Yes.
And then what, every day?
I mean, it depends. I don't know.
And how would this interfere with your dreams of being an author? Because we have to be realistic. We can't just be idealistic.
Yeah, I don't know, son. It's hard. I just want to be with a man who makes me feel like a woman.
Should we get out of it? Just go get a drink. No, that's
Fine, son.
That's it. You're interested in what? In prison.
If somebody else as president.
It's going to be out in 10 years.
I gotta say that to people.
You're right, there was a lot of ticking wondering, you can try and I can use my help my but I mean I could put it up as
I'm gonna stop the stream because it's raining. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a blessed afternoon.
we'll figure it out.
I get